Daily Words of God. 5. Airflow. What is the fifth thing? This thing is very much related to the life of every human being, and it is also something that the human body cannot live without in this material world. This thing is airflow. Airflow is a word all people probably understand. So, what is airflow? Try explaining in your own words.
Airflow is the flow of air.
You could say that. The flow of air is called airflow. Are there any other explanations? What does the word airflow mean? Airflow is wind that the human eye cannot see. It is also a way in which gas moves. That is correct too. But what is airflow we're mainly talking about here? You'll understand as soon as I say it. The earth carries the mountains, the seas, and all things as it turns. And when it turns, there is speed. Even if you can't feel any rotating, its rotation indeed exists. What does its rotation bring? What happens when a person runs? Is there wind by your ears when you run?
Yes.
That's it. If wind can be generated when you run, then how can there not be wind power when the earth rotates? When the earth rotates, all things are in motion. It is in motion and rotating at a certain speed, while all things on earth are also constantly propagating and developing. Therefore, moving at a certain speed will naturally bring airflow. Such is what airflow is. Will this airflow affect the human body to a certain extent? Taiwan and Hong Kong both have typhoons. Those typhoons aren't that powerful, but when they hit, people can't stand still and find it hard to walk in the wind. It's difficult to even take a step. This is one of the ways airflow can affect mankind. If the entire earth is full of planes, the airflow that is generated when the earth rotates is not something the human body can withstand. It would be extremely difficult to handle. If that is the case, this airflow would not just bring mankind harm, but destruction. No one would be able to survive in such an environment. That is why God uses different geographical environments to resolve such airflows, to weaken such airflows by changing their direction, speed, and force through different environments. That is why people can see different geographical environments, such as mountains, mountain ranges, plains, hills, basins, valleys, plateaus, and rivers. God applies these different geographical environments to change an airflow's speed, direction, and force, using such a method to reduce or manipulate it into an appropriate wind speed, wind direction, and wind force, so that humans can have a normal living environment. Doing something like this seems difficult for humans, but it is easy for God because He observes all things. For Him to create an environment with a suitable airflow for mankind is too simple, too easy. Therefore, in such an environment created by God, each and every thing among all things is indispensable. There is value and necessity in all of their existence. However, Satan and corrupted mankind do not have such a philosophy. They keep destroying and developing, vainly dreaming of turning mountains into flat land, filling up canyons, and building skyscrapers on flat land to create concrete jungles. It is God's hope that mankind can live happily, grow happily, and spend each day happily in the most suitable environment He prepared for them. That is why God has never been careless when it comes to dealing with mankind's living environment. From temperature to air, from sound to light, God has made intricate plans and arrangements so that mankind's living environment and their bodies would not be subject to any interference from natural conditions, and instead, mankind would be able to live and multiply normally, and live with all things normally in harmonious coexistence. This is all supplied by God to all things and mankind.